Hi, welcome to Classic Car Cave. So, for some time now I've been thinking, my wife and I have been thinking about putting something into the garden. We have a reasonable sized garden in the front of our property with a natural swimming pool in it. It's about 3 meters deep, about 660,000 litres, something like that. I don't know, it would be certainly I don't know, 30 metres long, something like that. 30 metres, sound about right, 90 feet. Yeah, but whatever, something like that anyway. And we've always thought about having a place, we've got garden furniture, we have a sail down there, which is getting a bit past its sell by date. But we've always thought about putting some kind of gazebo or a hut or something. You know, we even thought about an old train compartment or a you know, a tram, an old tram that's not with the bogies on it, obviously. An old bus, a double-decker would have been great, but they cost a fortune these days. So I did manage to procure some wheels some years ago, and they've been sitting. And so we've decided now to go ahead and build a Gypsy Caravan or Vardo, not a roll-top Gypsy Caravan, but a Vardo, which is more of an angle on each side and front and back, and then has a little bit of a round top on it, but not such a big curve like the roll top ones, the canvas ones. And as I said, I had the bogie wheels anyway, and they're the biggest expense because a lot of people put these things on trailers. Now this thing will not be moved around, it will be made in two halves. The bogie side of it will be made, and then the Vardo side will be made because of the situation we've got in the garage. Well, Chuck, I'll explain in later. So this is part one, and when we get to part whatever it is, I'll explain why I've done it that way. Mainly it's for storage in the winter because I don't want to leave it out, and for ease of getting it into the position where we want it. So I hope you follow me along with this build. I've never built, I've built sheds and things like that, but they've been mainly in kit form, so this is a kind of one-off. I've been looking at a few on YouTube, and there's different types, different varieties and so on. But I want to make ours look a bit quite ornate, and we'll obviously paint it in quite highly nice colours, because it's not going on the road. It won't be moved with the wagon wheels or anything like that. It'll just be moved as a buggy and as the Vardo top. So there's different criteria that I need that you would need if you put it on the road. So as I say, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you'll watch along with all of them, and I'll put these on a separate playlist. This is the kind of thing we want to build. That's how it'll look, and I've got a small set of wheels. They're not quite as large as them. I think those front wheels in this one are probably what I've got on the back, but I'll make it to scale. So this is the kind of thing. It won't particularly be that colour, but that's hopefully something how it'll look with a bit of luck. So I've already managed to get this off. I had to use a chisel to get it started here, but I got it going, and it's going to come off. So you can see it's a left-hand thread there. Really old thread. And this is obviously a brake block, which, you know, we're not going to need. We could put something on. So there's the shaft, and there's the wagon wheel. So what we'll do is I'll sandblast these, and as I said, unfortunately there's a really poor piece here, but I think we can make a block and fix that and fill it and make it work. But I don't think they're strong enough to take, I don't know what kind of weight would be in one of these Vardos, but I would think it's got to be a ton by the time you take the weight of the car and the walls and the roof and so on and so forth. So, but I won't take the chance because the spokes look a bit, there's quite a lot of woodworm in them. Anyway, so what I'll do is get them in the sandblaster and see how they come up. So that's one part of it. And then with this shaft, as you can probably see here, so it's a steel. What they've done is they've put a steel shaft and then put it against wood. So what I'll do is I'll actually cut this, take these U-bolts out of it, cut this off, and then put this shaft on a longer. I'll use a big steel, very thick steel box section, and put this shaft and that shaft on it. And it's the right width for the car. It's the only way I can make it up. And obviously the rest of the stuff, I don't really need. I might use some of the irons, but the wood's absolutely buggered. This kind of thing, I might be able to, rebuild, make something like it. But it would only be for effect. It wouldn't be to actually break it. I don't know how good wood is against metal, but some of the stuff I think I can probably reuse. I don't know. As I said, I think this probably was an A cup or something like that. It's obviously where the horses were on it. And the other one seems to have the same kind of deal on the back. It looked like it looks like it's got a sharp, big heavy. Now, I don't know if that's what kind of steel that is, but it should weld. But if you look at these shafts, they're tapered and they're massive. So so that's one, and I just have to get the other one off. So I'll just pop that down there like that. So that's good, but the bearings seem to be good, and not bearings, but the steel inside seems to be good. David, going that way. So that seems to be run quite well. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Managed to get all the wagon wheels off. So there's the main shafts there. This one I've actually got off. That one over there was an absolute bastard to get off. The other three weren't so bad, but I managed to get a socket from a friend, a big socket, which I don't have anything that size, and it's inch drive as well. So there they are. That's the one that's pretty badly damaged, but I think we can put a repair into it. The others look okay, and obviously you can see these are the two back wheels. They seem pretty solid, those two, and this one here, but you can see the difference in the height from the axle. So what I have to do now is measure up for when I build the axle, because I want to make the frame out of steel. There's no point in making it out of wood, it'll just rot again, and to buy the kind of proper wood for a wagon is very, very expensive. In fact, steel is expensive. So some of these things I might put back on if it's possible. I do quite like that braking system on there where you turn the handle there and then it goes through that lever there and down and then onto that brake pad. That's quite nice. It might be something we can possibly reuse. I guess that would still work if I just made that shaft longer at there. But as I say, I've got to take this one off now, and I will have to cut the axles because the bogie width is too small. So I'll give you an update once I get the steel. You can see this place is absolutely rammed. I'm going to have to try and get some space somewhere to build this Vardo. So this is the front axle. You can see it's quite small, it's quite short. So I just did some welding there just to try it out, and it welds no problem at all. So it's always been forged in a smithy shop. See, there's a bit of wear on the axles, but it's no big deal. It won't be doing any, it won't be being moved around too much. So what I'll do tomorrow is I'll cut that through the centre of that bolt, and then I'll weld either side onto a box axle. Obviously I want to make it steer, so I have to work out some kind of twin plate system that I can put grease in between it, so it steers a little bit. So that's what we're up to at the moment. Yeah, that welding's fine on there. I just tried chipping it, but I'm pretty sure that's solid. I got it up high though. I had it on 4 at least. You might even need more than that because that's pretty thick stuff. So as I say, what I'll do is I'll split it down there, same on the other axle, and then I'll weld these 2 axles to the box section and do a really good seam weld all the way up, and that'll make the 2 axles of the cart. Obviously the front one has to pivot, and the back one is just a solid axle. So I hope you come back for part 2 and let me know what you think, or have some ideas, or yeah, any input's always appreciated. And as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, and enjoy your hobby, whatever it is you do. Take care.